On this day, World War II effectively came to an end. In the years 1939 to 1945, globally many men, women and children died, humanity taking the rampant omnibus of war as its bride, a conflict where both women and men fought side by side. The true heinous dynamic of humanity reared its ugly face. Genocide and conflict laid humanity's morality to waste. Fascism in the West, imperialism in the East, amalgamations of envy of defeated nations who had the least, the perfect conditions for the birth of the Nazi beast. The industrial Japan, seeking glory on the global stage, seeking to mark its name in the imperial age, in a manner to relinquish the Asian from Caucasian. All sides in war have methods callously emblazoned. Britain seeking to consolidate the status quo. Soldiers drafted from all the Commonwealth on the battlefield show, to fight the tyranny of fascism and the evil that is sowed. France, a declining power, capitulates. La Resistance lives on. Poland, a divided nation of loyalty, is conquered. The nations fall before they had chance to ponder. Austria-Hungary, a mercenary of their child Adolf. The immorality of the Nazi powers can never be absolved. Italy having its own cult of Mussolini and fascist demeanour. Many nations bow to rhetoric of charismatic speakers, believing in absolute sovereignty of their leaders. Radio broadcasts and newspapers building national identity. These identities often manifesting a devilish propensity, leading to moral decline and democracy needing indemnity. In Russia, the people's movement manifests into an oligarchy, the people of rule being a small net supposedly to prevent anarchy. Russia, Britain, French resistance soldiers and Polish refugees consolidate in Europe, with the empire of nations from all around the world. The Axis, Germany, Italy, Austria and Japan and their empires nations. Everyone in the globe is thrown into the devastation. Bullets, bombs and even bayonets reap the living. The blitz unto the children so unforgiving. The children of war dissipate across the country leaving home, whilst their mothers were victim to the Nazi aerial assault, cleaving their bones, and their fathers fought on the fields to liberate Europe from fascism, along with their Indian, Arab, African and Asian brethren of the Commonwealth, putting aside notions of nation and even the sense of self. Not enough can be said about the sacrifice of the empire's folk, fighting a fascist war machine with mechanics bespoke, with an ideology of genocide and supremacy and morality broke. Together all nations of righteous people quelled the malevolence. There were also Germanics that had renegade elegance. The war lasted 6 long years and spanned the globe. Valour and honour for people in every land was enrobed. A mass of death was bestowed. 85 million people lost their lives. 70% of those were civilians that died. Near the end of the conflict, America entered the war, Pearl Harbor being the litmus that allowed them to enter the floor. They tipped the balance in the European continent. They absolved Nazi scientists, and the Manhattan Program is pertinent. They set their sight for mass destruction from the island of Guam, knowing the devastation they were going to inflict, but not the long-lasting harm. Cataclysmic nuclear bombs were dropped, though in the end the war in the East was stopped. At what cost? The nuclear fallout plaguing a generation. Sufferers continue in pain to this day. Perhaps soon they will be gone, but the message must never fade away. Nuclear weapons could see the end of night and day. If they do not cause Armageddon, they can still beckon an inhospitable earth. War, genocide, a supremacy mentality is all interlinked, and these factors almost brought Earth to the brink. We are one species on Earth, and peace is now our only viable choice. To preserve humanity, everyone must cry for peace with a unified voice. We must set aside petty differences and resentments and drown out hate's noise. We are the generation of technology, and we are poised. This appeal and narrative is to be heard around the globe. Now is the time that humanity has peace as its bride betrothed, as we remember the victims of war and the lessons they have sowed. Let this generation of interconnectivity be one of harmonious and forgiving growth. For all the victims of war that fought for the oath, an oath against fascism and supremacy mentality. Remembering the war dead is not a matter of sentimentality. It is a duty of us sentient beings. In the time you listen, it is estimated that 4 people have perished due to the conflict on Earth. Let us seek to serve their honour, the war dead, and have hate mongers usurped. Chant unity and harmony for all of Earth. Do not call me a utopian idealist. This is our only option. I am a realist. So, let us seal this age of war and have peace across the land sung with no encore, lest we leave our earth derelict forevermore. Earthborn.